After a year that featured a deadly pandemic and an unprecedented climate disaster, no one is really sure what 2022 holds for us. But Nostradamus, the famous mystic from 450 years ago, who's known for his out-there predictions, apparently believes that the next will be far from normal. The seer, also known as Michel de Nostradamus, came up with all of his predictions more than 450 years ago in a book entitled Les Prophéties. His prophecies are cryptic four-line poems with an almost oracle-like vagueness to them. This has left his work to be open to wild interpretation, as some claim that he predicted things like the rise of Hitler and the Nazi Party in Germany and even September 11 terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center towers in New York. Many even bizarrely claim that his book has accurately predicted everything from the death of John F. Kennedy in 1963 to the Great Fire of London in 1666. The astrologer's predictions took the form of four-lined poems or quatrains that were divided into 10 chapters called centuries. So what does the great visionary see in our futures? The first prediction he makes for 2022 apparently suggests that an asteroid could smash into the Earth. However, some note that he frequently makes predictions like these that end being false, but one can never be too sure. He also said, "Fire do I see that from the sky shall fall," which could be a reference to a climate disaster, like a deadly forest fire. Furthermore, Nostradamus predicts that the rising prices of goods will lead to starvation and hunger across the globe. The Frenchman said, "No abbots, monks, no novices to learn. Honey shall cost far more than candle wax, so high the price of wheat, that man is stirred, his fellow man to eat in his despair." Some have interpreted Nostradamus' next prediction as one saying that the upcoming year will be the one where robots finally take over mankind. This prediction may feel a bit far-fetched for a man who lived in a time where clocks and decent plumbing were a luxury. He explained, "The moon in the full of night over the high mountain, the new sage with a lone brain sees it, by his disciples invited to be immortal, eyes to the south. Hands in bosoms, bodies in the fire." Lastly, he also apparently predicted some more climate disasters, which scientists could probably back him up on. He said, "Like the sun the head shall sear the shining sea, the Black Sea's living fish shall all but boil, when Rhodes and Genoa, half-starved shall be, the local folk to cut them up shall toil,